Hi, I'm Keith Vitali. Welcome to Sidekick Podcast. I'm really excited about this episode because I have a really interesting actor all the way from France. He's a director. He's very talented martial artist. He's a producer. Please welcome my guest, Alan Delabie. Hey, Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Kate. It's a huge honor to be on your podcast.
Well, good, good. Thank you so much. Well, listen, first of all, I was so impressed by the way you reached out to me. And it was so professional, so courteous, and so passionate that, you know, that I said, I want to respond to this guy. It should be a how to respond to somebody or reach out to somebody, maybe like a casting director or a producer or director, whatever, because you really did it in the best way possible. And I just automatically liked you. And then you sent me some links and some videos, and I had the chance to see who you were, and I was so impressed with it. And one of the things I really like about you the most, not only your positive attitude, but I think you've got a great look just an action star. It's different. It's not Van Damme's or it's not Scott Adkins, where they're really polished. You've got a really good French look like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm very excited to have you on the show. So let's start with just tell me first about your journey. How'd you get involved in the martial arts in the first place?
Yeah. So when I was young, 8 years old, my dad was judge for wrestling, and because he did wrestling. So and my old brother was a European champion of wrestling. And they want me to put inside the wrestling. So I did it, but I didn't like it so much, the underground fighting and stuff. But my other brother was fan of Bruce Lee, and he showed me some poster on his wall and stuff. I was what is this? And then, it was the area time of the cassette tape, VHS tape. So I saw my first Bruce Lee movie was Fist of Fury, and I was totally impressed about the charisma, the martial art, the nunchucks also of Bruce Lee. And I said to my dad, I want to do martial art. I want to do martial art. And he said, yeah, okay, let's do this. And he said yes, and oh yeah. I wear my first karate gi. I was completely, happy, and when I opened the door of the dojo for the first time, I saw different belt, and I said, oh, okay, I am a white belt. So I said, okay, let's start my journey. And I was obsessed to I don't know, but those time was magical. 80s, 90s with Chuck Norris movie, with Jackie Chan movie, Bruce Lee and stuff. Lot of beautiful stuff. And for a little boy like me from the north of France, I dreamed to go to the US, and I dream of Los Angeles, the light of the city of angel and stuff. And for some reason, my dad was always says, it will happen for you, son. I believe it will happen, because my dad was always a, a great believer, So
He encouraged you. Yes, good.
so I project myself, because I remember when I saw some movies when I was young, and I was playing, I was reproduce what I see on the screen and stuff. And yeah, it was magical. And of course, a lot of hope. And yeah, when my dad passed away, I never give up. My dad passed away when I was 17. And I never give up, always focus. And yes, I started the competition. I won some local tournaments. And
Were you doing weapons? Were you
uh,
doing weapons in
no, no,
competition, or were you doing kumite fighting?
kumite, yes.
Oh,
And but for some reason, I was so aggressive, so that's why I changed by kickboxing. So I switched with kickboxing. So, And my first trainer said, you should go to kickboxing, because he was my karate Shotokan trainer. He said, you are good kicks, you have good kicks and stuff, but you have to go to kickboxing because you are more, aggressive for the ring. So I did it, but for some reason, I was totally impressed about the kata demonstration, like Jean Freinet and stuff, and that's why I met my teacher of nunchucks, and he was one of the best in the world of nunchucks. His name is Kim Silver, and he was. I remember when I see him the first time on TV. I was with my dad. I said, "Oh, Dad, I wish he teach me." It's happened because I believe so much. I was, like, no, it's no, I want to make it happen. So how? I don't know, but I have to do.
Well, you have an inner passion, and when you believe in yourself and passion, and so, thank goodness your dad was so positive and encouraged you so much because he taught you to follow your dreams, and that's what you've done. You wanted to learn nunchucks, so you sought out this great instructor, and you learned them. Any other weapons, or just nunchucks, or
I did a little bit katana, a little bit katana, because in my demonstration, I do a little katana also, but nunchucks was my main weapon.
Right. More times than not in our country, the bow is probably
Yeah.
the one that most people use the most. The bow, and there's a lot of people do nunchucks and people do the sai and different weapons. But for some reason, it seems like you really were attracted to the nunchuck more than anybody. Was it because Bruce Lee? Was
Yeah,
he the
yeah,
one that
yeah.
inspired you with the nunchucks?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Bruce Lee was, the best of the best. And that's why, uh, when I see him, I said, I want to do like Bruce Lee on nunchucks, that's what I want to
Right.
do.
Right. No, we were so fortunate both, and I feel the same way, that we were both inspired by Bruce Lee. What a great role model to have. What a great inspiration. There could have been nobody on this planet they could have chosen better to inspire millions of people than Bruce Lee because he was just wonderful. He was perfect built, had the looks, and he had that charisma, didn't he? He had that charm. He
Yeah,
he just had the facial expressions, and
yeah,
it wasn't so much he could kick and punch, but it wasn't so much that as much as him. You were just attracted to his charisma and his movements. And
yeah,
then when he did the nunchucks, nobody was better than him in
yeah,
nunchucks. Oh my
of course,
goodness.
of course. And, so that's why, unfortunately, he passed away early. He was young, but, that's why we have to find other heroes like, Chuck Norris, also, and Jackie Chan. And of course, later, Jean-Claude Van Damme came with Bloodsport and everything changed. So, of course, I was totally in love with a lot of beautiful movies like yours, like American Kickboxer 1 and other movie from, Lauren Avedon, like King of the Kickboxer and other movie.
And
And
look
of
behind me.
course, such, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
See,
so positive.
I've got
Yeah,
I've got Revenge of the Ninja, and I got Wheels of Mills, and I really, if I could put a third one up, it would be No Retreat, No Surrender 3 with Lauren Avedon.
yeah,
Lauren and I are great friends today. My good friend Keith Strandberg, he wrote it, he produced it, and it was just a wonderful experience. And Lauren and I, as you probably know, we're trying to do other projects. We were working on other things as well. So we we came up in the generation of having the best martial arts movies
yeah,
of any generation, didn't we? And then
yeah,
we had the best people to be
yeah,
inspired by.
yeah.
So so you started doing a lot of demonstrations all over. You did hundreds of demonstrations
Oh yeah,
with
yeah.
your nunchucks.
I started like this, with the television, in the nationwide television with demonstration, in France, in Belgium also. And, I was fortunate to do this actually, because I can express myself to show my skills on the TV. And of course, it was one take. So when you have to do one takes, you have to be perfect. I mean, I never dropped my weapon on the ground and stuff. I was very focused. And yeah, it was epic. And, yeah, it's good. I learned so much from that. And the camera and to be natural on camera, and no stress, and that's why when I start to do audition for some little part in a French movie, I did it, and but for some reason my dream was in the US, so and I said I have to learn English.
So are the films in France are the biggest martial arts films coming from the United States, coming from America and Hollywood, or did you have also martial artists in France also producing films at the time that inspired you?
No, no, no. Nobody, unfortunately, the lone person who can inspire me in French actors was Jean-Paul Belmondo. Jean-Paul Belmondo was the stuntman, the action man from France, and a lot of charisma. And unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago. And I was inspired also by Jean-Paul Belmondo and Alain Delon. Alain Delon is a great actor also from France. But yeah, all beautiful action movie came from Hollywood and China.
Right. That's right. And China too. I forget. Yeah, I should have mentioned that in Japan, the Asian market, and then you had that
Yeah,
American market like that.
yeah.
So were you discovered by someone that said, I saw your demonstrations, I want to see you in film, or did you send out resumes and your videos and you chased that dream down to get your first role?
I chased my dream, but I remember I got in contact with Jalal Mary, from Film One TV. He's produced a couple of movies with Lauren Avedon. He gave me my chance to go to Canada in Toronto. So I did his program. Name is Master of the Art Road to Hollywood. It was in 2008. And I remember when I came in Toronto the first time, in Sydney, he said, I want to make it happen, blah, blah, blah. He was saying, oh, you have a lot of energy. You want, yeah, you really want it. Another guy on set, he was director. He wrote a script for me after the TV show. And for some reason, I never give up. I never give up. I start audition. I decide to go to Los Angeles. I decide to go to chase my dream and to meet people and to go there. And I have met Billy Blanks, and he teach me some stuff in LA. He give me some advice also. And I meet wonderful people in San Diego, California, and the dojo of American Kempo Karate. And they always believe in me. And for some reason, I met a lot of beautiful people who encourage me to don't give up whatever happened in your life. My goal, like I said already, my obsession was not to be the movie star. My obsession was to be on this business. I mean, actor to be on this business, not obsession to be a star, actually. If it's happened,
That's
it's
good.
happened. But if it's not happened, the best things we can have, it's to do what we love the most. I mean, acting.
Right. Just being part of the film industry.
Yeah.
And I always encourage people that if you want to break into films, I said it's one thing to be a star, but most of the time in these movies, they've already determined who their star is. If you want to break into movies, don't try to compete with the star. Start as maybe a stunt fighter. Learn how to make the actor look good on film. If you can learn how to react in a fight sequence and really sell it, and make that actor look good or the actress look good, then they're going to want to bring you back. And that's the key. Once you get a break and you get in, then they get to discover your personality. They get to discover if you're negative or positive. And I'm telling you, nobody wants to be around a jerk, an asshole. Nobody wants to be around somebody
No,
negative.
no.
And but you see them on the film, you see them on sets all the time, you see them in Hollywood all the time, and I go, no, you want to be surrounded by people that are very passionate like you are and positive like you are, and it makes the whole experience a wonderful experience. One bad apple can just ruin everything, and you just
Oh,
go,
yeah.
just let me just stay away from these people because there's so many,
Yeah.
like fakes or wannabes. But my encouragement to everybody is follow your dream and be positive. Now,
Yeah.
if you don't have the technical skill to back it up, you can only go so far. You can only want something if you don't have the skill to back it up. But if you do have the skill If you have the martial arts training, for example, and the nunchucks training, and you want to be an actor and you study acting, you can go as far as you want to go because they're not looking for a star. Most of the time, they've got their stars.
Mm.
Hollywood is looking for a fresh face.
Yeah,
If I was making a movie, I would look for somebody like you. I'm not looking for Bruce Lee lookalike. I don't want a Van Damme lookalike. I want something fresh and different. Oh, this is different. And that's what you're looking for. So when you do audition, you've got to go in with the attitude that I will
yeah,
be that. I want to be that person they're looking for. And the
yeah.
way I look at it, it's just like this. When you go for an audition, and think about it when you go buy clothes, you go
Mm.
into a store and you go buy a shirt.
Hmm.
You don't know what kind of shirt you're looking for. You go through the racks and you're looking, you go, oh, I like this shirt. And you take this shirt out and you buy
Yeah,
it. You don't go into the shirts, you don't go into the clothing store and go, I am going to buy a blue polka bot shirt today or a red shirt today. You don't think that. You just go through the clothes until you see something you like. The auditioning process is the same thing.
yeah,
Producers, casting directors, they're just sitting there like this until something ignites something in them. And they go, oh, I like this person. Be that person they're looking for. You've got to be that person they're looking for, and with your personality, your
yeah,
passion, and just that alone. And then if you have skills, they'll go, guess what? You might not be good for this role, but I'm going to you should maybe think about you for upcoming roles
yeah.
like that.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
tell me, yeah,
yeah. You're right.
so
You're
tell me
right.
this.
Because like I said, I met so much people, and I can tell you, especially on the martial art world, there are a lot of people who compete each other. And I said, you're right when he said, if I have to choose somebody for fight myself, I want somebody who have great skills because that's make you look better. Because even the guy needs to look good. Because good example is The Way of the Dragon. Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, both look amazing. And then when you see Bloodsport, Bolo Young and Jean-Claude, you know, that's the same for Lorraine Avedon and Billy Blanks. That's make powerful.
Exactly. No, and you're right. And it's the small thing. It's not so much the big things. I did films with Jackie Chan, and he would work with me on my facial projections. See, as a fighter, I didn't project as a fighter in the ring. We're taught not to fight and project. You're fighting in the ring, somebody hits you, you don't go, "Ah, that hurts." You don't show it. There's no emotion. So Jackie Chan says, Keith, I need to work with you for you to show more emotion because when you're in a ring, you're telling a story by your facial expressions.
Yeah,
So that's why Jackie Chan's so powerful because look at all his facial expressions. He's telling a story with his face. So if you're dead on screen, you might have great technique, but if you're dead on screen with your facial expressions, then you're not
yeah,
going to go further. And you're putting all that package together. How did you personally? Let me take that. I make an observation. I saw you. I was doing some research on you, and I saw you on a podcast with David on Viking Samurai.
yeah,
And he's such a great guy and he's a great host. I love his show. I follow him all the time myself. And you were on there and you did such a great job. It was a good interview. So guys, if you're watching this show, go watch him on that interview as well. He was wonderful. But you said you dreamed of going to LA. Now I can understand that because the movies are there. But my observation is here in America, we dream of going to France. We dream of going, you were going, oh, it's beautiful in LA and they got the beautiful weather. They've got the beaches. And I'm going, no, no, we're dreaming of going to France. You've got Paris, you've got the Eiffel Tower, and it's beautiful there. And
yeah.
it's funny how your perspective was so different than mine. I want to go see your country and you wanted to come visit mine.
Yeah, I can imagine because it's like exotic. It's exotic.
Yeah.
Yes, I can imagine that. But yeah,
Well, how'd
when
you
you
make your break from your action? So now you're breaking into the films, but how do you make
hmm?
that transition? And
Oh
here's
yeah,
a very important question. How do you make that transition into the film that you made? You did a
yeah,
trilogy
trilogy
of
borrowed
films. You did
time. Yes.
three films,
I mean,
World Time. How do you make that transition from being who you are at the time to becoming a director, producer, and an
yeah.
actor? How do you
Oh,
put all that together?
it was epic. It was epic. When I was in San Diego, I staying in Chula Vista in San Diego, and I start with some project there. So some people cast me for some little part and stuff, and I decide to write a story. And for some reason, I do a crowdfunding Kickstarter. So I raised some little money there, and I met some investor, and it was epic because when you are nobody, they put some money on the table is tough, And so one person who also listened to me, Bob Wall from Enter the Dragon. So he invited me to his home, and I talked to him, and I spent my birthday at his home, and he said, "Listen, let me attach my name to your movie, and I want to be on your movie." I said, "Yeah, but it's not a big budget." He said, "It doesn't matter for me." He said, "I want to support you." I said, "The most important thing is to make it happen." And for some reason, another director I have working with her, working with Eric Roberts at this time, and Eric read the script, and he said, "I can play this character." He said, "I love to play the bad guy like that." He said, "It's so." So it was okay, and we accept everything, and we start to do the first borrow time, and it was magic. Bob Wall, Eric Roberts, and a lot of drama, because this project is not about just it's not a martial art movie. It's more thriller, action, and lot of emotion, with a good vibe, with the music from the 80s, and lot of sensation. I shoot this in San Diego, in LA, little part in Brussels, and at the first place I didn't expect to do a trilogy, but the first one was working nicely, and the producer said, "Let's do another one." And I said, "Can we do a prequel?" He said, "Yeah, why not?" And the prequel was shoot in Europe, only in Europe, And so in Europe, we got Luis Mandela, we got Mohamed Kissi, who played Tongpo, his brother.
Sure.
And we have a lot of amazing local actors. And I did it, and we won awards. We won a lot of awards. And so my distributor
Well, so
was
let me ask you.
okay.
Yeah, let me ask you then. So the first one, you wrote the script. I
Yeah,
didn't know that. That's wonderful. So you wrote the
yeah,
script,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then you helped find the financing, and you were were you the star of the film at the same time? With
yeah,
you
yeah,
were the
yeah,
good
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
and
Yeah, I
all
starring.
right. So,
It was,
but you didn't produce. Did you produce it too, or just actually just star in this one
I
and write
just
it?
wrote, for the first one, I left somebody else to direct. It was a woman who direct. She was from LA, Miosha. Her name is Miosha. She direct the movie. It was her first time directing a little action, because she's came from horror movie. Okay, so she's from horror movie and sci-fi horror, And so she accepted to direct, because I was scared to handle everything
Sure.
like that. So it was so much work. And she said, "Yes, let's do this." And we did it. And for the second one, I mean the prequel, I take everything on my end, or everything. Not everything, man. Like I said, directing,
Sure.
wrote, and starring. But of course,
So
my
you
cinemat.
for the second one, because I want to get this
Yeah, 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 yeah.
transgression into each one. So you wrote the second one as well. It's a prequel, and you help produce it. Is just putting the package together. But you
hmm
decided to direct it. What gave you the courage to think that you could direct? I've never directed anything. I just I've done second unit stuff, but how'd you learn how to direct?
Okay, so before I did couple of short movie. Okay, so I start to direct couple of short film. Okay, so it's good. It's a good direction to understand, and the way I was, the observation when I was on set on different movie, I learned so much, and I got the chance to have my mentor, David Worth, the director
Oh,
of
yes.
Kickboxer. So he teach me, he give me a lot of good advice, he correct me, and he encouraged me. So it was great. And he said, you ready, you can do it, because I know I was a little bit scared, of course, but he said, no, you did a couple of short film and you did well. So I think what it was the big difference. It's more longer. Short film is a short film, but feature, of course, take more days, more time. But at the end of the day, you will make it. And I did it.
So that's the lesson I wanted to learn right there that I'm going to share with people. I didn't even know this. You just didn't jump into directing. You did short films really to get your expertise and to
Yeah.
learn good, things to do and not to do. And that's just, now that you paid your dues, you have short films. Now you're ready to go and just do a full feature film.
Mm.
Did David Worth, he did, he was a DP cinematographer for Bronco Billy with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of his. I mean, this guy, he's big time. You got advice and you have the opportunity to work with somebody with all that expertise. My goodness, you're a blessed person. So did he work with you on this one or only encourage
Um,
you for this one?
he worked on the last one, Borrow Time 3.
Right.
Yes,
I
yes.
knew that I knew the third one.
Yeah, the third
So
one, yes.
on the first one, did it get any kind of release or distribution? Was it in
Oh,
video
yeah,
stores? Or
I got distribution for my trilogy. Yes, yes. I got the deal. Unfortunately, for the first one, it was not the right distributor, but I got the chance for the prequel in the last installment, the same distributor. And because I was dream to work with this company, also ITN distribution. So they give me
right.
the chance to distribute my movie. And the CIO of ITN distribution meet me in um, Beverly Hills. So I met him in Beverly Hills, and we talk about my movies and stuff. And he said, "Yeah, you did great job for the budget, for the time you have, and I got the chance to be distributed."
This thing, you got to write, star, produce, and direct in a film, and there's only a handful of people that could do that. Sylvester Stallone. There's only a few people doing
Yeah,
that. Cynthia Rothrock. She's another person. She did Black Creek. She did
yeah.
the Kickstarter like you. She produced Black Creek movie. It's a Western. She helped write it, but she produced it and she
Hmm.
starred in it. But she didn't do the directing because the directing was totally different. And also she
Yeah,
didn't do the fight choreography. We had a great guy, Mike Moeller from Germany that did
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Did you do also the stunt choreography for all your films, or did you hire somebody to do that?
I mean, uh, sometimes we have to deal with a lot of stuff with budget, and also the big mistake I learned from working on my trilogy. The time was also the fight choreography. So we like I explained with Don the Dragon Wilson. He said, "Yeah, you have the same problem." He said, "Short time for rehearse and to spread your fight." So yeah, it was my frustration about that. But the thing is, it's good to learn because, of course, I learn. I'm doing better and better and better, film after film. I mean, I improve because that's the best way we can do. Because I'm not the guy, I'm always, I'm happy to have make it, but to be honest, the way I think, I said my next movie will be better, and the next will be better, and the next one again will be better, because my goal is to always improve, always learning, because we learn every day in life. And that's why life is a huge adventure. And thanks to David Worth, because he always believed with me, and it's he felt he felt something when he saw my little work 12 years ago. he felt something, and he have eyes, and he said, "You have a lot of things. You have the look, you have the passion, you have the energy, you have the desire, and you will make it."
Wow, that's so cool. Here's the process of making films. First, you have to have a script. You either have
Yeah.
to write it or find somebody to write it for you. But without the script being strong, it doesn't go to stage two. It just stops right there. It
Yeah.
just stops. So apparently you have to be a very good writer for people like Eric Roberts to read it and go, yes, I'm interested. You have
I
to be a
mean,
good writer for other actors. So good. I
I
mean,
never,
congratulations on that.
yeah, I mean, I never pretend to be a good writer, but uh, the thing is, what I mean, people who understand filmmaker, okay, not sometimes audience, you know that because we people nowadays, if you're not like, if you're not Scott Atkins, you're not this guy, you're not this guy, they say, oh no, because you're not enough famous, you know what I mean, say they most people um pay attention to you when you are on top of your game. But I mean, what I do on my movies, I have my own hands, like, uh, you can, when you watch my film, you can say, this is Alan Delabie movies, because, the way I put, my work inside, like you can feel 80s vibe inside a modern world, you know? So I
That's
bring back
cool.
the 80s on the modern world.
And you bring the music with it too?
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
do you find your soundtracks? How do you just
Um,
how do you do that?
so, uh, I have met a couple of good composers, and, so I was blessed to find the right person for the music. But my second passion is music. I mean, I was on the school, to study, music. So I did, electronic dance music. So
Oh, good.
for Shepherd Code, I produced three music inside,
Oh,
retro wave music. So the opening credits and the end credit, and, one of the music in the middle, of the film was mine, because I did electronic music, like dance music and stuff. And I released in Europe a couple of, it was on vinyl for DJ and stuff. So, because it was my second passion, music. I love music. And, one of my friends says, when you watch the first Borrow Time, he said, "I don't understand why you don't put your music inside." I said, I don't know. I said, I want something different. I want another state of mind, and I decide for Shepherd Code to try. And yes, finally I said,
see,
yeah, the guy is right. Yeah.
that's it. See, you're an artist. You're just not making martial arts movies. You're making movies that has martial arts in it. And you
Yeah.
don't even have to have a lot of it. It's you're character driven, and that's what I love. It has nothing to do with, oh, this guy's got a spinning kick or a great fight scene,
No.
or like John Wick, there's 1,000 fight scenes. No, your movie is character driven and is story driven, and you're
Yes.
interested in the story.
Yeah.
You got a talent that, and now as a director, if you can do what you're doing, you're creative. You can now this. I like to add my music and my touch.
Yeah.
I like to add my cuts. And you're learning from a master, David Worth. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Because what David Worth did that very few people did was he would light up the whole set and be able to get his cameras and set up in a way that you didn't have to do cameras,
Hmm.
setting up again over and over and over for
Hmm.
every shot.
Yeah.
And I would make movies, and you would do over the shoulder. So there'd be a camera behind me, and they set up the lighting. And then, like for Lauren, so now the camera's on Lauren. We deliver all our dialogue. Okay,
Yeah.
stop. After he does his stop, let's go back to the trailer or whatever. We got to set
Yeah.
back up the lighting and move everything around over the shoulder for him to me. It just takes so much time. And
Yeah.
David Worth taught you, no, let's just light it all in one way to shoot it the very quick way.
Yeah.
So you were working with a master. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a dreams come true. And also, film after film, we, I guess, we can learn more and more, and I learn more and more. And I know, I'm wrote the sequel of Shaper Code. I wrote the sequel of Shaper Code, and I know if I make it happen, this one is gonna be better than the first one. Cause I put a lot of emotion inside, a lot of my, my gut, like my stomach, cause I want something, this ending of Shaper Code with Don and I, with the background of Los Angeles, with this drone shot and the music I composed at the end. When I see that, I said, rewind, rewind, rewind. I want to see again, again and again, because it's magic. The charisma of Don the Dragon Wilson. And I forget it's me on the screen. I forget it.
Right,
I
right,
watch an
right.
actor.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
and I said, no, it's not. I won't do a sequel. I think I want more of my character. I want give more. So that's we fight right now also for a grab investor and because actually this it's magical because I put the vibe of 80s. You guys, you make me dream back in the day. You make me dream. When I saw bunch of different movie like that and even American Kickboxer also, you know, it's those movie are something like, you know, nowadays they are difficult to produce. I really like Scott Adkins movie, but I'm fan, but that's not the same vibe. That's not the same vibe. When you feel something, okay, the fight are very, very polished, very spectacular, but I prefer, to be honest, old school because you felt something more deep inside.
Right. Just think about it. The key is, and you're the writer, and I've read a couple of screenplays myself, but you have done it where most people haven't. You have created your entire film from beginning to end. Is you've got to have the audience feel passionate towards the characters. Either way, good or bad, you've got to hate the bad guy. Oh my gosh. In Rocky, you hate Rocky's bad guys. I don't care who it is. Dolph Lundgren in Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you just want to see him beaten, so you're just, you know, just want to see this film this way. The same thing for the lead actors, for any actor in the film, you want to be able
Hmm.
to identify with that person in a way that it's emotional, that you care for that person.
Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
care for that person,
Yeah.
who cares? I very quickly I did a film. My first one was Revenge of the Ninja with Sho Kosugi. Big
Hmm.
distribution, went all over the world. First film, oh, I'm terrible. I'm not an actor. I'm terrible in the film, and I have a dying scene and I die. Oh, it's terrible, terrible, terrible. And the people would make fun of it. Then all these years later, every time I run into somebody, they say, "Oh, I love Revenge of the Ninja. I hated that you died in that film." And then I thought about it and I said, for you to hate that I died in that film, I must have done something right. My performance had to be at least so that you identify with me in a compassionate way that you didn't want to see me die. I said, so maybe I didn't do that bad of a job because you didn't want to see me die at the end of the film. And that
Yeah, it
means
was
that
sad. I
somehow,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah, it was sad.
yeah.
When I saw this movie, I was young, but I never, I never say you did wrong, you did well. I think this movie touched me. This movie touched me also in my heart because,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
good.
yeah, and you guys make a lot of emotion for us, and that's why the generation, our generation, in the middle, so we love so much, and that's the great point, and that's why my friend Michael from UK, he's in a movie Shaper Code. He's also a producer. He tell me the first time I know him for a couple of years. The first time I met him, he watched my first movie, Borrowed Time. I was scared. I said, "Oh, hopefully, hopefully it was love," because I was scared, you know. And when he called me, he said, "I want to watch the new one." Yeah, and I sent him the link. Because the movie, the prequel was not released, and he was so excited. He said, "Please, please, please! I don't want to wait a couple of months. I want." He said, "Okay, I have Vimeo link, low definition. I send it to you." And he tell me what he feel about it. He said, "You create a character, you create a vibration." You bring some little part like training montage, I do the kata, the split and stuff. But the way I did, it's like an homage. It's not like to look alike. I want to look alike. That's why I can do the helicopter kick, but I don't do that on my movie. I am Alan. That's why I have my own look, my beard,
Right.
my
Right.
stuff, I love dressed a certain way. Of course, if I play another character, I play a vampire for my movie, The Last Nosferatu. This movie was, I love it. Lot of makeup. The way I move my body, I was totally different, totally. I love horror movie also. I'm very passionate of not only action. That's my particularity is not only to action, because I love movies in general, drama, action, sci-fi, all kind of movie. I'm
So
martial
you play the
artist.
vampire. You
Yeah,
play the vampire, right? And
yeah,
is it an action film or just a horror film?
horror film, horror film.
Oh, wonderful. And are you Dracula or just another vampire?
I am like a more a beast. I became a beast like a Nosferatu. The beast, and
Right.
so the makeup, and you can see on my acting reel, you can see the makeup and stuff. So I really love the way I did even my friend Michael from UK, because I called him and said, "Do you want to play on my movie, The Last Nosferatu?" He said, "Yes, of course." And when he see the first time the makeup in front of him, because I have a scene
Right.
with him,
Right.
he said, "Alan, you look totally different." I mean, your body language, the way you act, the way you are, it's very so different, you know?
I never had a chance to tell you we were talking about Bob Wall. Bob Wall was one of my personal friends as well. And you are so blessed. Your life, you're living such a wonderful life that you had a chance to go to his house and spend time with him because
Yeah,
no one knows more than Bob Wall. No one has better stories than Bob Wall. You
yeah.
could just spend a lifetime listening to Bob Wall stories.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
he passed away. And I wanted to get him on the podcast. I was almost in tears because I just wanted to hear his stories over and over.
yeah,
He used to tell me stories all the time. I love that man.
yeah. Bob was phenomenal. I spent 1 week at his home, and oh, one thing he said, and I was shocked when he tell me, Alan, if Bruce Lee was still alive, if he meets you, he will be excited to work with you for the nunchucks, for everything, because he said you have something special. Bruce Lee wants to grab you and give you the
Yeah,
chance
yeah,
to be.
yeah.
Yeah, and I said, yeah, I was shocked because Bruce Lee is my hero.
Well, I have casted films, I have starred in films, and I have produced films. And I can tell you, my eye is I would be leaning towards somebody like you because you have that French look that's so different and is so not it's not like all the actors coming out of England. Gary Daniels, good looking,
Yeah,
kind of got the body from Tarzan. Scott Adkins, good looking, got the body from Tarzan. Darren Shalvali, everybody, they're all good looking. Those great body, And then where's the rest of us? Where's the character actors with the beard and the whole look? And you got that French look, and there's a
yeah,
whole different style. It's Jason Statham, totally different.
yeah. Because of course everybody's was like at this time Van Damme was the big deal
Yep.
on film. So the muscle, and I got the same teacher. I have the same martial art teacher after the same like Van Damme. So but yeah, the thing is, when my way was totally different. I said, okay, when you're young, you want to copy and stuff. When you're a teenager, you want to try and stuff, of course. But when I start to do movies, I knew I have to do something fresh, something different. And
Right.
when I start Borrow Time, I create Frank Denard, my character, and I miss my character so much because I wish I can reboot it like a TV series and stuff, and because so much drama, it's a sad story. And because I love like the first Rocky movie, an example is a good example. The first Rocky movie had something so passionate, so sad, and on the same times hopeless hope. You have Sylvester Stallone was a genius for that.
Well, I tell you what, I think you're on the right path. And here's what I'm impressed with. Of course, your attitude and everything else you've done, but you're an award-winning actor. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been receiving awards for
Yeah.
your script, for your movies, for
Hmm.
your acting
Hmm.
ability. That's got to be helping your confidence as you're going along, that very few people win these awards like that, so you're
Hmm.
doing really good.
Yeah.
Then you got in touch with, you talked about Shepherd's Code with Don Wilson. Don's
Hmm.
one of my close friends as well, and I think the world
Yeah.
of him. So that he's such an underrated actor, because Don Wilson can act in regular films, not just
Yeah.
martial arts films. And I think the key for you moving forward, that you've already discovered it, is you're not focused on martial arts films, you're focused on
No.
character driven films. If they have
Yeah.
martial arts in it, fine. If they have horror in it, fine. But I want
Yeah.
films that are exciting. And I think working with Don is really good. When does that film come
Oh
out?
yeah. Don is I know him for 10 years now. And I remember a couple of years ago, I tell him, I said, yeah, I want to be, I want working with you on my movie. He said, yeah, yeah. We have to do on the right time, the right moments. We did it because COVID slow everything. So,
Right,
and
right.
I remember when I see him at the Action Mega Week last year, and I talk about the movie I want to do. He said, "Yeah, send me the script," and he did it, the part and stuff, and yeah, I mean, it's a dreams come true because it was perfect for playing my boss on the movie. It was perfect. That's why on the sequel, I tell him, I said, be ready for more acting and drama and action.
And also you've got another actor from Europe. What's his name? Silvio
Silvio
um,
Simac, yes. Silvio Simac,
C-Mac. Yeah,
yes.
he's really
Yeah.
good. He's talented.
Silvio Simac is a great martial artist. He have a great body and stuff.
Yeah, he's a
And
body
of
guy. Yeah.
course, um, I have worked. It was my second time working with him. He worked on Borrow Time prequel, so we fight our little fight in the prequel. And yeah, when I wrote the script,
Yeah.
I can imagine, because I know him, and I can imagine the way he can talk, the way he can move for his character. He was perfect cast for play Edson, the bad guy on the movie. It was great. And yeah, good acting, good performance, and yeah, definitely the right choice.
you know, when people make a film, sometimes, you have to have a strong script, and then you attach names to it, like Don Wilson, let's say.
Hmm.
Then you have to start putting the production team together. And even if you can find funding, you're able to produce a film, but then it's just sitting there. You still have to get it released and distributed and find an
Hmm.
outlet like Netflix or one of these other
Yeah,
channels.
yeah,
And that's the hard part, because sometimes people will spend money, get something produced, but they can't figure out how to get it distributed. And here's the thing, after COVID, now everything's changed. We no longer have the VHS. We no longer have Blockbuster, the video stores.
Oh, yeah,
And a
yeah.
lot of times, remember that the money from these films, a lot of the money was generated, the profits from
Hmm.
these video stores. We no longer have those. And so now we have to rely on getting distributed different ways, through like
Yeah,
the Netflixes, but also
yeah.
through streaming. Streaming, do they have streaming? Have you set up a streaming where I don't even know how the system works? It's so fluid right now. It's
Uh,
changing all the time.
yeah, I mean, the distribution changed all over the years, year after years, of course. And so we have a lot of platform in United States, so that's great. You have Amazon Prime, you have Vudu, you have Hulu, you have
Right.
Roku, Apple, you have Tubi TV is great place also. And my distributor, take the film, put it out, everywhere, and then also now we have still a little bit DVDs. So I'm lucky because, yeah, have my film released on DVDs is good. Because,
Right.
when you see
Right.
nowadays film it's great to have a physical release, it's very important for artists.
Because yeah, we still have the stores like Walmart and Target and major stores
Yeah.
probably all over the world that sell these as well like that. So no, that's really good. So, I think the one is streaming is how almost like how pay-per-view does it. For the like
But
the UFC fights. I don't know how if they've
streaming
gone that far or not.
I mean, streaming is very different because now people still movie online, and it's
Right.
very difficult. That's why I remember when Scott Adkins talked about all of those great movies he did, like Undisputed movie. He said we lost money because people don't buy any more movies. They still movie online. So
Wow.
that's why the economy of film is different. And also the marketing. Marketing is very different. Back in the day, when you guys release a lot of movies, I remember go to the video store and rent a lot of VHS, and it was great time. Even you have also pirate movie like VHS pirate, but not right now. Right now, people don't want to spend so much money because when you see movies right now on the big theater like Impossible Mission or big movies with Liam Neeson on big screen or John Wick movies, you need very blockbuster big studio movies because big studio had the money enough for marketing. Small movies have to do on a certain way, like do some podcast, do some interview online, do some magazine. Big star not right now don't need to be worried about anything because they got the money enough for the marketing place, so it's not
Right.
the same way.
Yeah, it's much more difficult now. Now we have a lot more outlets. That's one positive. Now you have, like you said,
Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Hulu to Netflix to Amazon or whatever. But I still miss a generation, the era that you would go to the video store. You'd be excited
Oh,
about the new movie coming out. There'd be big posters in
socialize.
there. Yep,
Socialize. I mean, you
yep,
can. I remember this. You have. Okay,
yep.
you take the cassette in your hands and you talk to another person. Oh, did you see
Right.
this movie? Oh my
Yep.
gosh,
Oh,
rent it.
yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah, it's magic.
And that
And
it was a big it was a big part of how these each of especially the low budget films, that's where they made
yeah,
their money from. And then also domestic, I mean international sales too, they would
yeah,
take them to the film
yeah.
markets and sell them over there. It's just changed so much. And so it's what's difficult for people trying to do films is yes, we can find the money, we can find a good script, we can put the actors there, but we don't know how we're going to get it distributed because it's so fluid. It's
We
changing
have
all the
to.
time.
Yeah, now we have to go to Cannes market, all
Yeah.
of where you can meet distribution company, and you have to sell. I mean, got a distribution deal with your film. I mean, now when I do, I don't reach any actors until I got a deal with a production.
Oh,
Otherwise,
you see, that's
it,
smart.
yeah, because
Right,
I don't want
right,
to contact no one.
right.
If no, because that make it look bad because said, yeah, this script, I want you on board and stuff. No, it's good, but I prefer to have. Once I got the deal, I said, I called the guy and I said, this is what we can do. This is what we cannot do. So are you
Yes.
interested to be a
Yeah.
part or not? So, because, you know, how you build your reputation, it's to make it happen. If you don't have uh, the deal with the production, I don't go. I don't go knock on any door actors to say, yeah, I can say if I met the person, I want to work with you. Hopefully, I will have the chance to work with you if I grab the deal with the production company. Or, you know, I remember for Borrow Time 3 with the Patrick Kilpatrick, you know, the guy, the bad guy
Sure.
on the Death Warrant, the Van Damme movie, and Minority Reports. Um, I contacted him and I said, we got the producer. So I said, we make the deal with him, and so he fly to Los Angeles, to Brussels, but we did also in US because we shoot in LA with him also. We it's what I love on my trilogy and also Shepherd Code. It's international. You can see LA, you can see Paris, you can see Brussels. So you have
Wow.
like James Bond movies.
Wow. No, that's wonderful. I tell you what, you don't even realize this, but you've been inspired by so many people. You've given so many people credit. You are
Mhm.
now going to be the person that are inspiring others because you are a filmmaker. You're not just an actor. You're a director, you're a producer, you're a writer, and you're really paving the way for a lot of
Mhm.
low budget, not only low budget films, but international.
Yeah,
But what I was trying to say, that independent filmmakers, what I meant to say, not big studios, for
yeah,
independent makers like you to get out there and say, I can do it. Look, this man's done it. Here's how he's doing it. Usually, somebody will write something and then attach a name to it. With the name, they'll try to find the funding. You find the funding, distribution, and then you can attach because your reputation is, I've
yeah,
got the deal in place. That is wonderful. That is a lesson to learn. So people watching this are going to be inspired by you. I want to end this interview if you don't mind because I've really enjoyed this. We can talk for hours. You're so interesting.
yeah.
But I
What
want
I want
people to
to
get to
just to say
go ahead.
at the end, what I want to say, it's when people spend so much money on artificial things in a movie, the best thing is to invest on a good actors, because you can have good fighting, you can have good camera, but you have to sometimes to have the emotion, because that's the way you want to create something new, something fresh, something different. Of course, people can compete, said, oh yeah, I can do better fight. Yes, of course, but give me more opportunity to work with the best fight coordinator on my movie, the best one, and also receive a little bit more money, and I can show you I can improve more, I can do better, because it's all about help people who support you and people who
Right.
trust you and people who can give you the chance to elevate yourself at the next step of level of this industry.
Well, let's do this. Right at the end, I want people to get to know you a little bit better. I want to ask you some very quick questions, easy questions. Just give me an answer. First of all, who's your favorite martial arts star? If you had to just pick one. Now, we've got 10, 20, but who's your very favorite? You got to go, oh my gosh, I got to pick one. Who's your very it's a male action star.
It's it's tough. It's tough.
Give me
So
two. Give me two. Two names.
two. Okay. So two, I will say Bruce Lee, of course, Bruce Lee, and it's tough. I would say also Chuck Norris.
Oh, good, good. How about this? If you had to pick one female action star, who would be your favorite that you'd love to go see in a film? Or just your favorite?
Female. Yeah, female. Oh, I have two on my mind. But
Give me
if I
two.
have to
Give me
say
two.
Cynthia, of course,
Okay, that's one.
Cynthia. Uh, I have talked with her to do a cameo of my next movie. So I've talked.
Oh,
She's good.
good.
So,
Good, good.
um,
She's still
and the
beautiful
second
and
was
talented. Yeah.
she's a brunette, also in the from the 80s.
Oh,
Uh,
Karen Shepard.
yes.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. So Karen Shepard, that's pretty good. Yeah, and then I competed back in the days before I broke into films, and I'd be on the floor getting ready to fight. Sitting next to me be Cynthia and Karen Shepard getting ready to do katas or weapons. So that was a great era. And then my role model was Chuck Norris. I lived with, I spent time with Jackie Chan, so I've had a wonderful life. And but let me ask
And
you another very quick question because it's not
yeah,
about me. I'm so sorry about this. But tell me this:
no,
what's your favorite martial arts movie?
I have two actually.
Two. Give me two.
Okay, Enter the Dragon and Kickboxer.
Oh, with Van Damme. Yes, he was
Yeah,
so. And again, he's only a few hundred miles from you too. So what a great
I will tell you
impact.
uh, why people will choose Bloodsport, of course, but why I choose Kickboxer. I tell you
Yeah,
why.
tell me.
So first of all, on Kickboxer, you have the Thailand background. Okay, you have the kata, the meditation, the spiritual things of martial arts. And also you have this music, also the same like Bloodsport, of course, because music is very important, but also the mystical bad guy, Tongpo, was very intense of Kickboxer. I think it is the him and Bolo is the best villain of the Van Damme movie, but I mean, Kickboxer have something special. Yeah.
Wonderful. Who's your best villain of all time?
Best villain all the time. Okay. Bolo on,
Although
yeah.
a lot of our answers are the same. A lot of us, you and I have a lot of the same answers. What about TV series? Do you have a favorite TV series, like a martial arts TV series that you enjoy?
Not martial art TV series, but the TV series I was loved a lot, and I was so happy to meet them. It's a series, Spartacus TV series.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. My friend Richard Norton actually played one of the episodes
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Spartacus.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I met Manu Bennett and Liam McIntyre from Spartacus, and I was lucky. I have eaten in Paris on a big restaurant with Manu Bennett. He invited me to eat, and sometimes I reach him online and stuff.
Oh,
We know each
wow.
other a little bit, and yeah, I really love this TV show, of course. And my dream also is to work with another guy, but it's not from martial art movies. His name, did you know that? I think you know this movie. It's an horror movie called An American Werewolf in London. David
Oh,
Naughton.
yes. 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 Well, that's good. So I was going to ask you, my last question was going to be, who would you like to work with in the future? If you could pick out one star that could star with you or be in a movie with, who would that be?
Huh. Actually, I can say you three
Okay.
people. Okay, so. Uh, Yeah, so of course my dream was I hope one day just have one scene with Tom Cruise, you know, one day. But I would love to work with you, of course.
Oh, that's
Yes,
good. Well, thank you.
that's my dream. Yes, because I think you have your style, your charisma, and I always enjoy to see you on screen. You know. So
Can I
and
say something? Can I interrupt you real fast? It's
yeah,
the first time in the history of this world that anybody's put my name and Tom Cruise's name in the same sentence ever, and it will never happen again. Because I'm a big Tom Cruise fan too. He'd be my number one person to work with as well. But thank you
yeah,
so much just for saying Tom Cruise and putting my name in the same sentence. I don't.
yeah.
That'll be your third one.
The third one. So oh yeah, Mel Gibson.
Oh yes, yes. Biggest. When I write scripts, I think of Mel Gibson as I'm writing. That's my lead. Now, sometimes he's a little too old to play the part, but still, he inspired me how he used to act in his movies. I go, oh my gosh, I just love that man as well. Well, listen, I
And you
don't
know
want to
what is funny?
go ahead,
You
keep
know
going.
what is funny, Keith? In Borrowed Time 3, my beard is gray and my eyes are green. And when you see, um, I can play his son of of Mel Gibson because the beard, the eyes and stuff. I was thinking, oh, sound interesting. Because yeah, there are a lot of people I dream to work with. Of
Right.
course, I was very lucky to work already also with this guy is a German guy, Matthias Hughes.
Oh yes, I spent a week with him in Berlin. Matthias. Oh, he's such a wonderful giant.
Yeah,
He's just so talented. What a great guy. He's such a sweet person in life as well.
yeah. But
Yeah.
for me, to be honest, I am very blessed and very happy to have working with those amazing actors like also Costas Mandela from So, a lot of people, Afif Ben Badra, a lot, Catriona McCall. You know, it's that's make me like I want improve. I want give the
Right.
better and better. And so that's why I think Shaper Code 2, if I make it happen, finger crossed, I think people will felt something from Lethal Weapon and also like something emotional and powerful on the same times.
Well, let me tell you this. I want to encourage you like your dad encouraged you. I think the world of you. I think you've got the passion and the skill too. Not just passion, but the skill. You put it all together. I predict big things for you. I predict that you're going to look back years from now going, Keith Vitale predicted this. I'm sure other people have predicted it as well. But I see you on big movie screens. I see you working with big studios. And I think, I just wish you the best. I'm going to do my best with my podcast moving forward to always, encourage you and talk about you and encourage my audience to go see your films and to
Thank you
just
so much.
get you to continue to support you because you're such a positive force out there. We need positive forces and great role models like you out there. So I want to thank you for being on the show. It's been a tremendous honor for me to even interview you like this. So,
Same to me, huge honor, and we stay in touch. And nobody knows the future, but we have to stay first healthy. That's the most important thing. Stay healthy. But I think a lot of things can happen, and I hope to see you soon in person.
well, listen, I want to thank the audience for watching this episode. And if you did like it, please, I want you to like it and share it. And of course, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Until then, ciao.